gentlemen, welcome to Sports Talk on the Tuesday night edition. We are live at the WJRG television network station. I'm Dr. Jerry Green, along with Big Don for Big Don Production. The show's being produced by Big Don. What's up, Don?
Everything's good. Everything's good.
All right. Every moment move with my man Kendall Tyson to my right. What's up, brother?
Everything's great.
Everything is great. Also, my brother all the way in Jacksonville, Florida. What's up, Henry? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good. How you doing, bro? How's everybody this evening?
Okay, we're doing good. Larry, all the way in Maryland. What's up, my brother? Got that Chiefs up there, still up there, the Chiefs. How you doing, Larry?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. They just relaxing now. Now we roll with the Celtics.
You're not
and they go for a two-peat.
Okay, now you're over the Celtics. All right, we're gonna get into that. Two-peat. One of the greatest passers in the world, passed the ball to T. Basilea. How you doing, Pastor Ball? God bless you, brother. How you doing?
God bless you. How's everyone this evening?
We are good. And my man, the sports legend reporter, Anthony McLean. How you doing, brother Ant? God bless you.
I'm good, guys.
All right. My brother wanted to start the show because he got a big topic up here about LeBron James needing 1 point. Go ahead and take it over about LeBron James, and we'll go.
So tonight, the Los Angeles Lakers, they played the New Orleans Pelicans, and LeBron James needs 1 point to become the first player in NBA history to score 50,000 combined points of regular and playoff points. He also has a 27.1 NBA career scoring average over 22 seasons. He also currently has 19 consecutive years of averaging 25 points a game since his rookie year, which was as low as at 20.9. He has maintained a scoring average of over 20 points every 22 NBA season. So with all these accomplishments that LeBron he's still writing his story. Why does everyone, or not, I'm gonna say everyone, but why does people still say he's not the GOAT? So I'll leave that up to you guys to answer that, Jerry.
Who you want to start with?
I'll start with
Well, let's start with Walt, because Walt, he's a Laker man, and I know he likes Michael Jordan. So let's hear what Pal got to say. We'll start with Walt.
He's the GOAT. We're gonna keep saying it over and over. So I might as well just go ahead with you guys, and you can just talk about it. Because you're gonna keep saying we're gonna do this every week. So yep, go ahead. I ain't got nothing else to say. All right. Built my case. I said he has the greatest career of any, not only basketball player, any athlete. But is he? So I run this to Jerry. All right. So brother Jerry, we know that Bill Russell has 13 titles, whatever it is. Is Bill Russell a better player? Is Michael Jordan better than Bill Russell?
No, but that was two different players.
Question: yes or no? Yes or no? Yes or no?
No, he's not better, but he's not
okay. All right. So we can take that out. All right. So that's why I still think Jordan is the best NBA player. All right. We get to say, even though Bill Russell has more titles, but you just wasn't even in hesitation. He is not better than Michael Jordan. Bill Russell is not better than Michael Jordan, but he has 4 titles. Okay. That's my answer. Okay, go ahead.
Let me ask you a question then. Because you said LeBron got the better career, and you said he's a better player. And which way is he a better player? Just by scoring, or because I'm talking about Michael? Is he a better player by scoring basketball? Because
we talked about this last week. He has that. He's a more aggressive player. He has more of a fear factor. It's all relative, but he's a better athlete. I mean, Bron's a better specimen of a man. You never seen anybody like that, 6'8". But the thing with LeBron is, like we were talking about, you got to find out what he's drinking, because still being this good, this long, if he's not slowing down. He might put up, when he's 50,000, he might put up 75,000 because you don't like he's slowing down. And to sustain this excellence this long of a time, he has the greatest career ever. Is he Is he better or greater than Michael Jordan? In my opinion, no.
No, we got you.
Okay.
All right, who's next? Larry? Larry, you hear us?
Yes, it depends on who you ask. Because just like you say, Chamberlain got 13 rings. Russell.
Oh, Russell.
Russell was an awesome player. He got twice as many rings as Jordan. You know. So if you're just talking about the ring factor, that's the reason you putting Jordan up there. Jordan is well known all over the world. Yes, he was a bigger celebrity than LeBron. You know, people came up with Jordan just kind of caught on to the world. He just was that magical figure when they talked about Michael Jordan and his sneakers and everything took off, and his popularity was more than LeBron's. But as far as being a total better player, I wouldn't say that. You know, he had 6 years where he won championships. And what about the rest of his career? You know, it wasn't that great.
All
LeBron was
NBA,
in there
all defensive player.
since day one. Day one, and 20 years later, he's doing the same thing.
Good point.
He never been defensive player of the year. Never, he hasn't. He don't have, as many all defensive team. Hasn't made it many all defensive team as Jordan has either.
Okay, but you finish your comments. Let's go on.
Okay, there you go.
Anthony, my brother wants to know what is it going to take for LeBron James to be the GOAT, if he ever become the GOAT.
Here's the thing. I think LeBron's the greatest of all time, but see, I don't see, to me, that's not a demerit on his career. Number one, I've always felt like the player he could be compared to is Urban Magic Johnson. Could he score like Jordan at times? Absolutely. We've seen that. He's had his 50-point games. He's had his 60-point games. The thing with LeBron that's been the most consistent in his career, and which is kind of crazy why he gets this criticism, he's always wanted to defer. But has he had the ability to over games? Absolutely. When they dethroned Detroit, I guess was Game 5 in Detroit, where he literally took over. He's taken over games when he's had to scoring wise, but he's also been criticized for dishing off to his teammates. It's a double-edged sword. I've always said myself personally, I think Magic is the greatest of all time. I'm going to get on into it right now. But the thing is, to say that LeBron is not the greatest of all time is not a shot at his overall career. LeBron's bust is already in Chester Springfield. There's absolutely no argument with that. What bothers me a lot about this argument is that just just say you don't like his playing style. Please don't tell me he's not a great all-time great. I think that's the problem that a lot of LeBron fans have, is that when they make the Jordan comparisons, they try to make it out like that he's basically, they're trying to make him out like he's Joe B. Merriweather, and it's not. LeBron James is one of the greatest players in the history of the NBA. Is he the greatest? No, but it doesn't take away from his overall legacy.
All right, go ahead, Kendrick.
I think Ron James has the greatest career. The game is played differently. Now there's no such thing as a center. You can go inside. There's not many penalties. There's no Jordan rules. There are no nicks or holding up the middle. I believe now we talk about certain things. Pastor Teague brought up a very good point. We don't bring up Bill Russell's name in conversation, and he's got 11 championships in 13 years. So, LeBron, Michael has 6, LeBron had 4 with 3 different teams. He'll probably be the first NBA player with statues in 3 different places. There's definitely going to be one in Cleveland. There's probably going to be one in Miami. There will probably be another one in Los Angeles. Me personally, his career, 50,000 points, 11,400 assists, 11,600 rebounds. This man is going to probably finish his career over 50,000 points, 12,000 assists, 12,000 rebounds. Nobody will ever do that ever again. So you can make the argument of him being the GOAT. You can say that. Personally, that's what I say. Personally, Michael Jordan is my favorite player. That's all I can say. But you can make that argument that he is the greatest of all time, easily.
Okay, go ahead, Doc.
First of all, I'm going to touch on Michael a little bit. All defensive player. I remember watching. I was a Michael Jordan fan before I was a LeBron James fan. Big time Michael. First of all, I thought Scottie should have got it. I didn't think Michael deserved all defense all those years. I think Scottie should have got it. That's my personal opinion. Scottie was the defensive man on that team, in my opinion. Second of all, Michael might have stole the ball or something, but nobody plays defense better than LeBron James when it comes to the two, because he actually would run people down, block shots. We see some famous block shots from LeBron James.
Yeah.
I might have saw one from Michael. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
So, to me, if I wanted a GOAT, I want me a all-around GOAT. I just don't want a GOAT that got 6 championships, all defensive player. I want me the man that hit it in every spot. And to me, that's what LeBron James did.
And to me,
so I want to get my say before you. So we talk about Bill Russell, right? We say, well, Bill Russell won 11 championships, and he did. But in his era, was he the best player? Was he better than Will Chamberlain? Was he better than Will Chamberlain?
Will Chamberlain was.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So now in Michael's era, he was the best player.
Sure, he was.
In LeBron James' era, he was the best player. Okay, so that kind of, to me, kicks Bill Russell out. If you just go by championships, yeah, he got the most championships, but he wasn't in his era. Was he the best player? Because in his era, was he better than Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson? So all them guys were in his era, but he got more championships than all them guys. So, but what I like about now, as far as LeBron, when you look at as an all-around basketball player, he's a better all-around basketball player than Michael Jordan. But Michael was a better scorer as far as being more exciting. But when you match up LeBron James, like we just read off, all 22 years, he averaged over 20 points. His career average is 27 points a game. So when you look at it, and like Donald was saying, even the last game, where he saved the game where he had the block. Again, another one of them run down blocks. So how many has he had them in his career now? He's almost, I ain't gonna say, but he's almost just as good as a passer as Magic Johnson. Probably not as exciting. I think Magic was a little more exciting of a passer, but LeBron, as far as he's a better passer than Michael Jordan. Okay, talk about rebounds. He's a better rebounder. I know he's a bigger player, but still, he's a better rebounder. Okay, so as far as a score, how much more better was Michael? Michael was more of a killer instinct as far as scoring, but one-on-one, LeBron's a good defender also. Now he hasn't won as many all defensive teams as Michael has, but as far as in his era, just like Michael, he was the best player. So to me, if you take his whole career and you look at his whole career, what he has done, he's doing stuff that no other NBA player has ever done. That right there, that's why I would have to say he's the best player to me. Now, Michael might have been more, I'll say Michael was more exciting as far as going to the hole and more in that sense, and probably more talented offensively. But in the overall game, I think LeBron got him beat in every category.
So is LeBron the GOAT? Let's get that out.
Yes, to me he is.
All right.
Oh, Henry, because you're right. No, Michael had more of a flash. He had more charisma, Michael Jordan was like Dr. J. Them guys, you know, people would pay to come see a Michael Jordan.
Absolutely. He was box office.
No, yeah. Michael was the man. Nobody will never dispute that. Michael was the man when it comes to, you know, scoring the baskets, that shot. He was the man.
Absolutely.
To me, everyone had a Kareem record stood for 38 years. 38 years that record stood. Everybody had a shot at that record. Michael had a shot. Kobe had a shot. Everyone, and LeBron broke the record. To me, just that alone showed me right there that LeBron is the best in every other, just by every category, because he wasn't even being known as a scorer, and he still broke the record and adding to that record. But anyway, I want to move off that LeBron thing a little bit. We're gonna be at about 6:30 talking about LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and the Lakers are number 2 in the Western Conference after the win over the Clippers. Do you guys think they can maintain that current position for the remainder of the season? What do you think, Larry? Can they stay in that number 2 spot, Larry? The Lakers?
When the trade first happened, I thought it wouldn't be that great, but as far as it's going now, the combination is really starting to work. It looked like Luka taking some of the scoring off LeBron's plate, and LeBron seems a little bit more now relaxed, and he can play his kind of game without having to be the man all the time. And I think that's helping LeBron, you know, tap his potential now.
Okay, so they're gonna stay at the number 2 spot. You saying, right?
Yes, they will.
What about you, Pastor? Your team, man. I know you're proud of them.
Oh, yeah, I'm proud of them. They're looking good. I don't know. Did Rui come back yet? And is Austin Reed still up? I mean, they're hurt. I mean, Rui's hurt. Austin Reed just got hurt, so it's going to be difficult for them to stay in that spot, you know, because you still have the Joker and them right behind them. So, but I'm proud of them. They're looking really good. I just don't know how effective they will be. They're going to have to outscore everybody. I don't know how effective they'll be with a team that has a big man, just like Seabach just had like 25 points, almost like 20 rebounds against them. They won, but you know it's going to be tough when they play against the big guy. But they're playing very well. I didn't think it'd be this good. And Luka's not even shooting great yet. He's missing a whole bunch of shots. I mean, he had 29 points, but most of those at the foul line. He was missing shots that he usually makes. So they look good. I'm excited, but I was worried about the injuries. Austin Reed just got hurt and Rui's hurt, so we'll see what happens.
They still winning without him. What about you, Anthony?
It's going to be tough for them to sustain it only because the NBA is notoriously it's a marathon, not a sprint. You know, they're in a very, very good stretch right now. I don't think they're going to finish number 2. I think they'll maybe in the top 3, maybe top 5 where they're at. A lot's going to depend on what Golden State does as well, what Denver does. I don't think they have enough to catch OKC because but they're, you know, it's going to be a week by week thing. You know, a lot can happen between now and the end of April when the seedings come out.
Okay. What about you, Andy? Did y'all go down?
Well, it depends on if they continue playing like they are, because between 2 and I think number 6, it's only maybe a 2-3 game difference, because Denver's only like half a game behind the Lakers or whatever. So it's really close. OKC got like 11 game lead, so I don't see no way anybody catching them. But if the Lakers don't get hurt, and it depends, I'll say they're between 2 and 5. I think they can maintain somewhere in there. They could possibly stay at 2, but it just all depends on injuries and all that and how they play. But it's possible.
What about you, Kendall?
Well, I think LeBron is the greatest.
Greatest what? I mean, you be switching, Kendall. He's the greatest what?
Hear me out.
I'm going to hear y'all. Go ahead.
Let go slip out.
You know, we're sitting here, and this is what I'm saying. We're looking at 12,000 rebounds, 12,000 assists. We can make the argument that he is the greatest of all time. We can make that argument. I have a personal opinion of Michael Jordan being my favorite player. So I'm going to say that clearly. But if you put it on paper, along with the fact that we are a gospel radio television show, this guy stayed with his one wife and he played basketball with his son. I mean, there's a whole lot of things that you got to look at as far as LeBron James and Michael Jordan is concerned. The game being played differently. Michael Jordan going over 40 points 170 times. LeBron James being an all-around player. I mean, don't we teach people to play the game all around? And we tell them don't be selfish, but we admire the selfish player. At least I do, because I know he's going to go out and get 50 points. That's what I'm looking for. And like you said, you brought up because I was sitting here thinking, Don, you know where I was drifting off? Chase down blocks. LeBron's got more than him anybody's ever seen. He will run you down and get that. So he should have been on an all-defensive team.
That's how it's slide. Go.
I can't let it slide. I can't let it slide. Go. Go. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, come on, 50,000 points tonight, 50,600 rebounds, 11,400 assists. He's going to be 50,000 points, 12,000 rebounds, 12,000 assists, and nobody else has 10,000 rebounds and 10,000 assists. Ooh, I don't know. I can't do it.
But with the Lakers, will they stay in second place? That was the question.
Here's the thing. No, of course they're going to stay in second place because they got the best defensive team. Also, Anthony Davis, I put it on your phone. Do you realize that management got rid of Anthony Davis because they said he didn't want to play center? Look at it. I saved it for you. Jeannie Bucks talked about it. I put it on your phone. You know, he's sitting around here talking about, I don't want to be a 5. I don't want to be a 5. You're 6'10", 6'11". So they say he likes to get points on smaller guys. We needed someone that needed to rough it up. He's an offensive juggernaut. I mean, pretty much he played center in Kentucky to win the championship.
I asked for too much on that because he's just not a legitimate center, and he knows it. I think he didn't ask for too much. Had they got a big man and he stayed healthy, they could have been just as dangerous as they are now. I think
it's dangerous for your best player to want to be something instead of your best player saying, I'll take anybody on, period. Okay. Because you got SGA leading the league in scoring. He's got 4 50-point games this year. Never had a 50-point game in his career before. And he didn't even have a second best player on the team for the last month and a half.
That's true.
Okay.
That's true. All right, listen.
But do I think I've been saying at the beginning of the year, and LeBron James been making me look bad all year long because I keep saying age gonna catch up.
I didn't catch up on him.
So I'm still gonna say that only way they're gonna be great going down the stretch is that LeBron James stay healthy and the rest of the guys stay healthy. Other than that, they will not maintain that.
No, they had a chance to win the championship. Bishop, welcome to the show, bro. How you doing?
Morning, good evening, good afternoon, everybody.
Bishop.
All right. Yeah,
morning. You said morning, Bishop.
Yeah, well, it's been one of them days. I don't know if it's age or I just needed some sleep. I'm just rising up from Zealand, if you know what I mean.
Well, we're talking about the Lakers. They're in the number 2 spots right now. Can they maintain that number 2 spot, you think, right now, going forward?
Hey, listen, where are they now? They're in the number 2 spot, aren't they, at this moment?
11 points behind OKC.
11 games.
11 games.
And the bottom line is this. I mean, they're there. What are we going to do? I figured they would be 6 or 7. See, goes to show you what I know. So, hey, do what you got to do. And I guess I saw the stat there. I saw that earlier about LeBron, 49,999, the whole 20 yards, man. I mean, listen, he's got the wherewithal to push this team and press it to where it needs to go with the help of Doncic and Reeves and the rest of the crew. Hey, do your thing, bro. That's all I can say. I ain't no hater. I'm a congratulator on this one. So go ahead on and do what you got to do. Can he get to the finals? No, but they'll make a good run. I gave him 2 rounds anyway, so we're still in the spot.
Right. Let me ask this final. Let me ask another question. The Cleveland Cavaliers. Let's jump on them for a minute. I mean, it's about time to get that team their respect or what? What do you think, Larry? The Cleveland Cavaliers. What do you think, bro? They're beating everybody.
We should give them respect, but we got to understand that during the playoff time, Cleveland looks good. Like last year, Cleveland looked pretty good. In the playoffs, a couple people got hurt, but You know, you got to put them in perspective. Cleveland's about, I say, number 3, the third best coming out the East
But they beat it.
because Celtics up top by themselves. Okay.
Okay.
And the number 2 spot, a few people can take the number 2 spot because right now Milwaukee's coming around. They're looking pretty good. I think if Giannis get really hot, I think they can take Cleveland down. You know, Cleveland got a great team, but will you give number 2 to themselves? No, I don't think so.
Go ahead, Anthony. What you think about the Cavaliers, man?
Again, I don't mean to sound like a broken record. It's a marathon, not a sprint. For them to go into Boston to win the way they did was huge. It's a very, very good thing because they're a relatively young team.
Mm-hmm.
I think at the very least they're the second best team in the East. I wouldn't put them third. I think they're better than Milwaukee. I think they could beat Milwaukee. But it's about it's what is it? It's March 4th. So much can happen between now and April. I don't mean to be wishy-washy about it, but again, the NBA is a marathon, not a sprint. I still think the Celtics are the team to beat in the East, although they did, the fact that they're in a 10-game winning streak, arguably they're probably hotter than the Lakers to a certain extent right now. And going into Boston, beating Boston the way that they did is going to do a lot, for their resume. I still get the feeling that even if the Cavs do finish with the best record in the East, that the Celtics are still the team to beat in the East.
Okay, go ahead, pass the ball. The Cavaliers.
They look good. Yeah, they definitely need to start getting respect. If Spider keeps playing like this, because he looks like he was playing now, like he was playing in the bubble. He's hot. And Mobley, this is his best season yet. That's the key. And they went and got DeAndre Hunter just for Boston's wings. That's why they got Hunter, so that he can do their wings. And it's working, man. They look good. And the young kid, what's his name? Ty Jerome? That Caucasian boy is shooting the lights out, man. So they look good. But Spider has to stay hot. If Donovan Mitchell, cools off like sometime he doing the last couple of years in the playoffs, but if he stays like he's doing now, they look good. That's a big win for them. They was getting killed and came back. Yeah, that's a big win for them.
Well, we know that Drew Holiday didn't play or Porzingis, but it was a big win for the Cavs. Bishop, what you think? I'll go with Henry after that. Bishop, Cavaliers. It's about time to get them their respect or what?
Well, I mean, look at we're down to the last 15 games in the season or something like that. If we don't give it to them now, when do we plan to give it to them? I know we all say that we can see their best work in the playoffs. Well, we don't know that. I mean, let's go back over history in any sport. Take your choice. Take whatever sport. Y'all already know, Larry, just so you can feel good for 5 minutes. My team went 14-2 or 14-3. And what happened in the playoffs? They got their tails handed to them. So here I am with Cleveland. Right now, I'll give them their respect. When we get to the playoffs, they get blown out the first round. Well, okay. It's just had a fluke season, in my opinion. But from what I've seen, it's not a fluke season. They look like the real deal.
Well, they're good. Go ahead, Henry.
Cleveland right now looking really good, but the whole key is going to be the playoffs. How they do in a 7-game series, how far they advance, because with them having their best record, them and OKC maybe 1 game apart from each other, a tie or whatever. So in order, because now Boston has already won the championship, so they're in the same conference. So to really give them a lot of respect, they got to make it to at least the championship round.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? To get that respect. So we'll see. They look good as of right now. It looks like it. But if Boston is completely healthy, with all their guys there, that's going to be a tough task in a 7-game series. That's going to be a tough task. But we'll see. We'll just have to wait. We'll just have to wait and see when the playoffs come around how they do when things tighten up. if they can them guys maintain what they're doing now in the regular season.
I go ahead,
The way Cleveland is playing, I saw them up close and personal, and I was sitting in the Huntington section of the arena, and that means a big deal because I was pretty close. And watching them, as I mentioned to you guys, they play a different type of game. They have like a winning tradition. Now I'm finding out. Now, isn't that coach Kenny Atkinson? Isn't he from Golden State?
Yeah,
And he just came from there. He was at the Nets. Yeah, he was at the Nets. Yeah, but he just came from Golden State.
Yeah, they're playing that free-flowing run-and-gun game because you got a guy named Evan Mobley. Mobley's 7 feet tall, and he's slim. So what they're doing is they're keeping him out in the wing. He's like he's playing a 3. They got the Fro playing the power forward, and they got the 2 guards. I mean, show me 2 better guards besides that amazing guard situation over in Boston. I think that they're going to have to go through Boston. I think they can. Cleveland versus Boston in the Eastern Conference Final, easy. And the winner, and it looks like SGA is running away with it. But do I think that Cleveland is the best team in the East? Yes.
Okay. Wow. Give him some respect.
Well, I'm going to have to say that I look at things a little different because I think last year Donovan Mitchell wasn't playing 100%. He had got hurt, and he still played. He never bounced back really good off of that. So if Donovan Mitchell stay healthy and Cleveland stay healthy, I think they send a good message to Boston just now with that win because who can say Porzingis is going to even play in the playoffs?
And they came back from 25-3.
Yeah, he always come and go anyway. Yeah. So they might not have Porzingis. They don't know if they're going to have him. We don't know if they're going to have him. I think Cleveland can definitely take the East this year. Now, if Donovan Mitchell stay healthy and be their leader, I think they can do it as long as everybody's healthy.
All right, we got Bob McCormick on the phone. Bob has a news sports update. Go ahead, Bob.
All right, Jerry. I'm going to start with this big story tonight. Giant fans, eat your heart out. Eagles have made Saquon Barkley the highest paid running back in NFL history. He gets 2 years, $41.2 million contract extension. 49ers trade wide receiver Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders for a draft pick. That happened over the weekend. The Jets are prepared to move on from wide receiver Devontae Adams and Alan Lazard. This all comes in the aftermath of the team's recent decision to release quarterback Aaron Rodgers. By trading or cutting Adams and Lazard, the Jets will create $36.5 million in cap space. The Cowboys' defensive tackle Osawa Odigizuma has reached a 3-year, $80 million deal. The team, quarterback Matthew Stafford, and the Rams have restructured his contract. The Rams wide receiver Isaiah Jackson has been traded to the Bears for a 6th-round pick this season. Wow. Jackson is scheduled to make $17.5 million. The Giants, who are seeking a veteran quarterback, plan to talk with Aaron Rodgers, and it appears, according to DraftKings, that's where Rodgers will land this coming season, even though football is small.
Sorry, Bob.
Giant.
May end up with Aaron
You deserve them.
Now the Eagles are releasing 6-time old cornerback Darius Slay, which will save the team $1.3 million. The Vikings are looking to re-sign quarterback Sam Darnold. Hall of Fame coach, you remember him from the Cowboys, Jimmy Johnson, is retiring from Fox NFL coverage, after a number of years. And there's a 2-year deal for the Packer Isaiah McDuffie. On to boxing. I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet. Devontae Tank Davis, Lamar Roach match in New York on Saturday night is now being investigated by the New York State Athletic Commission, who is citing a technical issue for the incorrect ruling of should have been scored a knockdown. Had it been scored correctly in the 9th round, the majority draw would have been flipped to a victory for Roach and a new lightweight champ crown. There'll be a boxing tripleheader May 2nd outdoors in Times Square, New York. It will feature Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, and others. And, of course, will be on pay-per-view. On to the hardcore tonight in the NBA. 9th game Nets, Lakers, all in action. Not good news for the Dallas Mavericks. Kyrie Irving has suffered a season-ending torn ACL in his left knee. He injured in last night's loss to the Kings. Magic's Jalen Suggs is also out for the season after knee surgery. St. Louis Alexander had 51 last night for the Thunder as they topped the Rockets. On the college basketball, UConn women are up to number 3. The Lady Huskies will play Saturday in the Big East tourney. Their opponent is yet to be determined. The UConn men take on number 20 Marquette tomorrow night. On Saturday, Caribbean Viara Johnson all will be honored on Senior Day. They play Seton Hall.
Oh, that revenge game.
On to spring training in Florida today. The Red Sox beat the Pirates 12-4 Yankees over the Phillies 12-3, Canadians 6 Mets 1. Yankee pitcher Luis Giles shut down 6 weeks due to a strained right shoulder. The Astros' Jose Altuve expected to play in left field this season. On the ice, Predators, Bruins, Jets, Islanders, Devils, Stars tonight. Last night, the Rangers shut out the Islanders. And Jerry, we're down to the end of the winter sports in high school in Connecticut. Hillhouse and Career advanced to the second round of the CIAC state tourney. Cross plays tonight. And that's all the sports I got for you, Jerry.
All right, thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob.
You guys have a good night.
All right.
Hey, Jerry, tell Bob before he leaves my condolences, and I might as well say it now. Wait till next year if they sign Sam Darnold.
So Bishop, Deebo Samuels got traded to the Commanders, and after the trade request was granted by the 49ers. How impactful will Deebo Sanders help the Washington Commanders coming up this season? What do you think?
That's going to be a pretty dangerous combination there. I mean, you got Scary Terry and Deebo Samuel and Daniels, I think his name is. That's a pretty decent combination right there. Now it's a question of whether they can bring the three together to create what they need. I think they're one player short from actually being getting to the championship. I won't say Super Bowl, but they can get to the championship. That one key player. I don't know who that is just yet, but that's going to be a big help for them, a huge help.
If they sign Myles Garrett, they're Super Bowl contenders because that defense was something that kept, the defense was something that they struggled with all year, and it came to a head in the Eagles game. But I guess the thing now is if they have enough cap room to sign Myles Garrett, whoever signs Myles Garrett, I think becomes an automatic Super Bowl contender. Imagine if he went to someplace like Kansas City, or if he were to go to, say, a team like Oakland. Las Vegas. The old habits are hard to break. But to me, Myles Garrett's the most intriguing free agent in the NFL this offseason.
Well, I would agree with that. Bottom line is this: Minnesota wants Myles Garrett, but if they sign Sam Darnold, you can kiss that dream goodbye.
No, he costs too much money. They should have never signed him. He's making way too much money. That's the reason San Francisco wanted to get rid of him, because of cap space. And Washington needs to sign more players. And now with signing him, they're not going to have the room to.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the beast of the business. You know what I mean?
Let me go past the Walter Henry. What do you think, Pastor Walt, about the Deebo Sanders signing?
Yeah, good move. Good move for Washington. They need someone to take the pressure off of Terry McLaurin, so that's a definitely good move. And they can use him also out of the backfield. I think it's a real good move for Washington. Like I said, 49ers are trying to save money. But if McCaffrey comes back healthy next year and Ayuk comes back, it won't be too bad for 49ers. But it's a great move for the Commanders.
That's right.
Yeah, well, Deebo Sanders, the only thing I think it's a good move. I like the move. I think it helped him. Health. Can he stay healthy? That's the only thing about him. I think he might be 30 years old now, 31. But that's the whole thing with him. Sometimes some of them running backs, But if he stays healthy, and Philadelphia, the weather's more colder than it is in San Francisco. But talking about Myles Garrett, I know he told Cleveland that he wants to be traded.
They said they're not trading.
Heard, Cleveland is not going to honor.
No.
So that's going to be interesting how that play out because he's their best player. And to me, Cleveland is not good enough. They're not going where they don't have no quarterback. They're so to me they should just go ahead and just honor Myles Garrett. He's been their best player. Let him go someplace where he can have a chance to win a Super Bowl. But we'll see. Because I look at it, if Cleveland stay on that stance, he's probably going to sit out the season. He's probably going to show up for camp because he already told him that he wants to go. But Cleveland Brown going to make it messy. You can already see it's going to be a mess.
All right, did you ready?
No. But the thing with me is Deebo Sanders, he's a great receiver, but his price tag is too high. And besides him getting injured most of the time, I think the Redskins got a lot more holes to fill. Okay, on the defensive line they need help. On the offensive line they could get a little bit better. I think all that money threw in a receiver they could have used in other places. And you can find receivers in the draft. Ask Kansas City; they do it all the time. You can find receivers in the draft without spending all that money for a receiver. It's not worth it.
Right, Kendall.
Deebo Samuel's that missing piece for Washington to win the NFC East. That quarterback has shown me that he can
win the NFC.
Now he has a clutch player in Deebo Samuel. I think Washington wins the NFC East. Giants fan, I'm a Philadelphia fan, obviously. But I think Washington is going to just be up there, tying Philadelphia. The East. There it is. Dallas is going to be bringing up the rear.
You forgot the Eagles in the NFC East.
Yeah, he did.
Huh?
You forgot about the Eagles in the NFC East.
Yeah, Eagles the best team in football, man.
There you go.
You forgot about that.
The Washington team is crazy. I want the Eagles to win, but guess what? You see what happens with the letdown after they win the Super Bowl. They're even trying to ban the tush push. I think that Washington team is going to be something dangerous. See how close they got this year. Now they got Deebo Samuel. They filled the need. They got an underneath player. They're dangerous with that quarterback. I think, and I love the Philadelphia Eagles, but I think the Washington is just a very good team.
You got to protect the quarterback.
I actually think Deebo going to be great for Washington.
Yeah.
But he's going to get hurt. I always got to go with the injury part because it's inevitable. You know what I mean? He's gonna be great. But why you think the 49ers really got rid of him? Because they stay hurt. They got a few guys that stay hurt. They need to get rid of one. So they chose him.
Every year.
But he's gonna get hurt. And then the Eagles gonna take it again.
So when they need him, he's gonna be hurt.
Yeah.
All right, are you saying that?
That's what I'm saying.
All right, the Cowboys have begun contract extension talks with Micah Parsons. Do you guys think that the Dallas Cowboys learned a lesson from last season about the contract handling of Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb? What do you think, Anthony?
No. Till Jerry leaves, they're irrelevant.
Okay.
Till Jerry, as long as Jerry's still making the decisions, they're going to be good enough. They'll be maybe good enough to be knocked out in the first round, but they're right now. And see, they just lost one of their best offensive linemen as well. I wouldn't be surprised if the Cowboys don't even make the playoffs this year.
Wow. What about you, Pastor Walt, on the Micah Parsons?
No, he didn't learn his lesson. This is just the way the Cowboys do business. They're going to wait for the last second, get in training camp, just like they did CD and Dak and everybody else. The best thing they did was just sign Diggy Sua. They didn't wait until he was, going to free agents. They signed him, but they should sign Micah Parsons, but they're not going to. Yeah, they're gonna sign him, but they're gonna drag it out till the,
You gonna drag it
till
out
the
anyway?
end.
All right, what
Yep.
about you, Bishop?
Well, I've got to agree with what's been put on the board to this point. I mean, you better sign. I think, in my opinion, he's probably their best player on that side of the ball. So you keep fooling around, Jerry Jones. All right. You're going to need something. I mean, mediocre is what they'll be until he stops fooling around. So let's wait and see what happens. I wouldn't hold my breath. He's going to sign him, but I'm not going to hold my breath. And messing with Jerry Jones, you will be going to the grave. Oh, sure.
All right, Larry, now go ahead. Henry, now bring in the studio. Go ahead, Larry.
You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And the thing with Jerry Jones, he never learns. And
Nope.
just like the Washington Redskins, you gotta get rid of the trash. Jerry Jones thinks it's his job to run the team when he has no idea what he's doing no more. So I think until they get rid of Jerry Jones, Dallas is going nowhere.
Oh, I was Bruce's.
All right.
Yeah, but who's to say that he could be signed by Washington, and then you have another Saquon Barkley situation on your hands?
You're right.
You're right. Go ahead, Henry, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I think Jerry Jones is, even though they started the contract talks, it's going to drag out all the way to the end, and then they're finally going to sign. Because right now, Michael Parsons can't go nowhere anyway. So that's what's going to happen. He's just going to drag it out.
This is what the Cowboys like to do. They like to take that rope, that cowboy rope, and throw it around your neck, jump on the horse, and drag you around the track. And then you hold up, they say you got the job.
All right, Kendall.
I think they make a big mistake by holding these players out. These players don't get the training camp. They don't have the discipline of an Emmitt Smith. Emmitt Smith held out, and then when he got into the second game, first time he touched the ball, when he go like 60, 70 yards for a touchdown. But Emmitt Smith is working out off season. A lot of these players nowadays are not doing their workout off season. You see him on TV. You see him at all the different parties, all these different awards. So if I were Jerry Jones, I'd lock my best player up as soon as possible so his mind can be on football.
Okay. All right. You guys.
That's not what they do. They like to drag it out.
Yeah.
And then after they finish dragging you around
you
the
got to
field,
pay that boy.
they say you got the job.
Listen, you got to pay him. He played.
All right, then let me go say Sports Talk on the WJRG KMI television network. We are live tonight in the studio, and I have these guys where they come together with their opinions of sports. So, Pastor Matthew Stafford, we know the Rams just signed him, so that was a great move for the Rams, right?
Absolutely. We said that last week. We said they would just, they would let him go out there, see how much he was worth. I don't even think we got to, the weekend, and they already signed him. So that was a good move for the Rams. He already gave them the family discount. He see all these other quarterbacks making $50 million, and I think he's on like 20 something or 30 million. And I just heard a number. They said he only, in his career, I think he's only made like, just we're saying like, but I think he's only made like $300 something million compared to what everybody else think. Pat Mahomes made that last year, so last couple of years. So yeah, they did the right thing by him, and he's still a great fit for them because they don't have a backup plan. Jimmy Garoppolo, Sam Darnold, no, they're good. Yeah, they did what they had to do.
Okay, just go around. You guys think it was a good move, Larry? The Rams?
Yes, they did exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted just to make him happy so he can see what kind of price he can get, and before somebody can sign him, they signed him. That was just for show. It wasn't for him to go nowhere.
He wasn't going nowhere. Without you, Bishop. Great move.
I'll be honest with you. I'm a little disappointed. Among the teams that were fishing for him, hoping to land him, Minnesota was in that mix. But oh well, it is an excellent move for the Rams. That just means they're going to terrorize 16 other teams all year long. You might as well just be real about it. Matthew Stafford is one of the few quarterbacks that scares me. He doesn't look like he can do much, but once he gets on that field, God help the other team. That's all I could say. And I'm talking from personal experience, okay? All right, I'm done.
Mr. Henry Green, Matthew Stafford, great move for the Rams.
Yes, yes, it was. You know, once the Raiders started talking to him, but like Larry was saying, it was just a feel. A lot of teams were interested in Matthew Stafford, and so they gave his agent permission to see if other teams were willing to pay for him. And then once they found out, then I think he gave him, like what was saying, he gave him a discount anyway. So, so to me, I don't even know why they even went through all that. They could have just went ahead and just did it right from the beginning.
All right, but Brother Anthony, what do you think? Because I'm gonna bring it in the studio. Go ahead, Anthony. Matthew Stafford.
It was the football version of Pete Alonso. His agent found out that he wasn't as valuable as people thought that he was, and the Rams basically won a small game of chicken with him. So yeah, it worked out fine for the Rams.
Kendall, go ahead, bro.
Well, they're doing exactly what the pastor said last week. They let him feel around too long and paid him. Okay. You called this last week. Remember?
Yeah.
You said this was going to happen. You're a Rams fan. Matthew Stafford is a short shot, first ballot, Hall of Fame player. Comes to LA, plays 1 year, first year, wins the Super Bowl. Okay. You hold on to something like that. I mean, Matthew Stafford's play has not gone down, you know, so it is what it is.
Okay. Don, go ahead, because it's almost 7 o'clock.
Well, just like everybody was saying, you know, the little game was played. Everybody's happy.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So we're going to move on. It's almost 7 o'clock. I'm not going to keep you guys all night, but I got a couple more topics I want to talk about. Anthony Davis or Joe Embiid?
Wow.
Which one of these guys is the most disappointing? Let me start with you, Don. Who's the most disappointing? Anthony Davis or Joe? We got both in a wheelchair.
They show both where they belong.
Oh,
you're so not right.
But you know, Anthony Davis, at least when he plays, he's gonna play.
Okay.
With Joel Embiid, you don't know. I might play tonight, but I don't want to play tomorrow. So I gotta say, Joel Embiid is the biggest disappointment in the whole league because of his attitude and the way he don't give it his all. We can't get Anthony Davis to give it his all when he is in the game.
Go ahead, Kendall.
I've seen a guy like Joel Embiid before. His name was Greg Oden. He was actually picked before Kevin Durant in the NBA draft. Joel Embiid should not have played in the Olympics. He's been hurt since last year. He was hurt the first a couple of years when he came out of Kentucky. What does he play? 19 games this year or something like that. Big disappointment, Joel Embiid, because he could be the most talented player in the entire NBA. He has everything. This man shoots short jumpers, got good footwork, big guy, does real well, just fragile. Big disappointment.
Bishop, what you think? Who's the biggest disappointment? Joe Embiid or?
I disagree. Embiid, to me, Embiid is the biggest disappointment. I mean, you know, I saw that earlier, Don. I said, you still dead wrong. Anyway, truthfully, you know, I mean, and I'm not sure, and I got to agree with you too, Kendall, because I mean, since he's played in the Olympics, he's been hurt more than he's been healthy. And I don't know how much longer Philly's going to put up with this. So, you know, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they try to get something for him because he is getting older. He is wearing out. Philly may somewhere down the line decide, see if we can package him and send him off somewhere.
If somebody wants,
they'll get for him or what they'll get for him, but they need to find a personal trainer that's going to spend the night at his house or something just to keep him healthy.
Mm-hmm. All right, Pastor, what you think? Who's the biggest disappointment?
Well, Embiid is he's a big guy. And, you know, that's wear and tear on your body. And he's, like I said, even in college, he's been, you know, hurt even since his college days. You know, he didn't play for like first season and a half because of his knees. So he's just a big guy and he just can't stay healthy. So he's definitely, like Kendall said, Greg Oden all over again. You know, you just can't stay healthy.
Wow. You guys got, okay, Anthony.
I'll make it unanimous. Joel Embiid makes Ben Simmons look like Richard Simmons because at least he's out there playing. It's too bad. I think he's almost like lost almost 500 career games injury wise. I think it's safe to say we will probably never see him as in a Sixer jersey again.
Henry, what you think? Now go with Larry. What you think, bro?
Oh, it's definitely Joel Embiid because at least Anthony Davis did get the Lakers a championship. Joel Embiid never got a ring from Philly, and he stayed more hurt than Anthony Davis does.
Yeah, but they traded him though for a reason as well.
But Jerry, look who they traded him for. Luka. I would trade him. Who wouldn't have made that trade?
Everybody would have made that trade.
Everybody would have made that trade.
Everybody but Dallas.
Right. Everybody but Dallas. You're right, dog.
Larry, what you think, Larry? What you think? The biggest disappointment. I know you got your MB too.
Yeah, Embiid was hurt before the season even started. He even got an illness, and he should even never start the season because the whole season was a waste. He only played in 17 games the whole season. I mean, he was even hurt before that, hurt before the Olympics. I think they might go ahead and retire him.
Wow, he retired. Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. They're never going to get nothing out of him now.
Yeah, I mean, especially if his knees are that bad.
But I would blame that on the 76ers. They should have never let him go to the Olympics.
Y'all really believe
he was hurt last year.
If he didn't go, he gave him an extension when he was hurt, though. That's a bad thing.
He was hurt then, Henry.
Right.
Instead of the team taking control, they let the player, you know, he was already hurt, and they still let him go.
They might as well let him go because they weren't going to get nothing out of him anyway.
But you know what, Henry? Like Don was saying, he wouldn't have played at all because he said that was his lifelong dream. If they would have said, no, you can't go, he wouldn't have played anyway. He wouldn't have played this year at all.
He ain't playing anyway.
Right. But he got his gold medal. But he got his gold medal.
He has gold medal and probably upped his insurance policy at the same time.
To the detriment of his team. That was an individual choice. He should have stayed out, healed, rested his leg. Then he comes back and says, I'm not going to play any back-to-backs. You know, after getting the MVP, that should have been Joker's. Joker should have, 4 in a row. SGA is getting one today. I mean, you know, if they do it now. Well, I'm saying now.
I'm going with LeBron. Go ahead.
Well, LeBron should, but they're going to give it to SGA because he has the best record on the best team, leading the league in scoring. LeBron is playing all the way around, and
40 years old though.
Yeah, and Redick should be considered coach of the year along.
I would agree with that.
You know,
I agree with that part. Yeah.
Embiid is very talented, but he should have rested.
Okay, listen, I got 2 more topics. It's 6:59.
Hey, Jim.
Go ahead.
I know if you want to make before we close out, Kyrie Irving. I don't think we talked about how they had the Mavs, you know, with his injury.
Yeah, but go ahead.
So with Kyrie, I guess everybody know he's out for the season now. So Dallas Mavericks, they already traded Luka, and Anthony Davis, he gets hurt the first game. So and the other center's out. So it's just bad all the way around for Dallas. And I know, to me, Klay Thompson, like, man, I should have signed with the Lakers. I gave him to play with Luka. He got traded. But for Dallas, I mean, do you think because of the Luka trade, will they ever recover? Not this year, even next year. Do you guys ever think they'll recover because they traded Luka at 25 and Kyrie, who they were dependent on, gets hurt because Kyrie's in his 30s and they already got Anthony Davis and he stays hurt? What do you guys think?
It's all going to bad. I think it's going to all depend on how bad Kyrie's injury is. If this is something where he's going to miss part of next season, then it's going to take them a long while. I mean, they went from NBA finalists to the Washington Generals in warp speed, and some of it was self-inflicted by with the trade and everything. But now it's like, right now they're just dealing with buzzard's luck right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think Klay Thompson ought to go in the back room put that cape on. It's my turn.
Those days are gone, man. He can't do that no more.
Huh?
No, he can't do that no more. Nah.
Why you can't do that? You got
No. He could be
That's-
he ain't the same Clay no more. He can't carry a team. But I think like Ed said, they done went from bad to worse. As far as it's just a worse thing with Kyrie going down, AD's hurt. They went from like real contenders to come out of the West with all their big men and Kyrie healthy and Clay and they went from that to nothing. I mean, they might end up last. The way they, you know what I mean? They're in trouble. But will they recover, Henry? I think it all depends on how well Kyrie comes back. Because if you put that team together, everybody healthy, that's a formidable team. AD, and those big guys, yeah.
But you got to have no faith in Clay, huh?
But not carry the team, no.
You know what I mean?
If this was played some 2-3 years ago, yeah, but it's a little tougher.
Go ahead, Larry. What you think, bro?
I'll say this
right now, and they were talking about that they might just tank the season now. There's nothing to play for except to get a draft pick. All you're doing is spinning your wheels, embarrassing yourself. So go ahead and lay it down and try to get the best draft pick you can get.
Well, I'm going to say something Donald just said. He can go in the booth to get his cape, Donald, but the problem is the booth only swing one way. The door don't open no more. So, hey, listen, I don't think they'll tank the season. They'll still probably play, but at the same time,
they're
Dallas
not going to win.
Well, they're done for this year. They are done for this year. And even if they somehow manage to become the 8th seed, they're going home early. It's going to be a 4-game sweep. It's over.
They definitely do. Go ahead, Ken. I'm going to move on.
What we're talking about, the 76ers?
No, we're talking about
a lot of different things.
Stay with us, kid. Stay with us.
7 o'clock is usually my bedtime, man. But Kyrie being hurt, I think it's a shame. He's playing a very good game. Kyrie showed me something when he joined forces with Luka Doncic and just really became a Robin to the Batman, to the point that he became Batman. He became inevitable. And like I said, the kid was shooting 21 points per game. He was 40% from the 3-point and 90% from the free throw line, playing an all-around game, and then boom, he's hurt. Nature of the game. Shame for Dallas. They got Derek Lively out. They got AD out. They got and wait a minute. And guess what else they're doing? Raising their ticket prices. Oh well, there it is.
All right, listen. I'm gonna move on because I
got to pay for that insurance.
Listen. I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I want you to look at this.
That's easy. That's easy.
Oh, it's easy. Okay. Down 3, game on the line. Who takes the last shot? Anthony. Who you got taking the last shot? Ray Allen, Reggie Miller, Steph. Who that? Klay Thompson or Damian Lillard? Who you got?
Curry.
You got Curry?
Curry.
Ray Allen hit the big shot against Miami. Now don't forget now. But all right, you got Curry. Curry missed a lot of shots still.
I'll take Curry. But you got
as a person, as a fan, I say Miller, but I'll go with Curry.
All right, who you got, Larry?
I gotta go with Curry. It's not a choice.
Curry. I'm talking about Curry missed a lot of shots out there.
That's all right. He make a lot too. I can put him half.
He make a lot.
Who you got, Andrew?
Steph Curry.
Oh my God. Who you got, Pastor?
Larry Bird.
There you go.
He got in there.
That's why I put Larry.
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. Yeah, Larry Bird.
Put Larry in.
I'm going Larry Bird.
We can establish that Larry Bird is a write-in, then, right?
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking Bird.
Then I go Larry Bird too.
Who you got, Bishop?
Yeah.
I'm going. Hey, if we can do a write-in, I'll go with Larry Bird. But on this group right here, definitely Curry.
Yeah.
If I could take the write-in, I'll take Larry Bird.
Well, I'm going to give you an order. First of all, Dame Time should not be in here. He says he's Dame Time, and we look it up, and he really doesn't do as much. He just makes a big deal when he does. Klay Thompson, when he was paired with Steph Curry, was arguably the second best shooter in the history of the NBA. We had the Splash Brothers. So I'm going to go with probably Ray Allen in this group. Steph, because Ray Allen got a championship out of his. Steph has a championship. Now I'm going to go with I got to go Reggie Miller.
I'm going Reggie Miller.
Steph got 4 championships.
But guess what? My number one guy, I'm giving it to Larry Bird. Damian Lillard should not be in that picture.
I agree.
And who you got?
Can we give some love to Jerry West as well here, folks?
Oh yeah, he's doing all. Yeah,
We can.
And who you got, Henry?
He did it without
He did me already. I said Steph
All right,
Curry.
that's okay. All right, this is my final one, man. I want you guys to listen.
right.
I want y'all to listen good to this one. Y'all listen real good. Which player and game in a specific game was the most epic and iconic game for their career and most exciting game? Reggie Jackson, 3 home runs in the 1977 World Series. Magic Johnson, rookie season, game 6, 42 points, 15 rebounds, beat the Sixers. Michael Jordan, game 6, finals against the Utah Jazz, 45 points in the polls. LeBron James, game 6 at Boston Garden, 45 points in elimination game at the Garden with the Miami Heat, 45 points with LeBron, or Tom Brady comeback 28-3 against the Atlanta Falcons. Which game would you guys pick? Would you say was the most iconic game that you guys remember out of all them games? Start with you, bro.
Magic Johnson, because he was a rookie. When he scored the 42 points, Kareem being a rookie, that's to me, that's the most iconic game, because that right there set his career, as being a rookie. All them other guys weren't rookies in them games right there. Magic Johnson was a rookie.
Okay, all right. Hey, who you got, Larry, out of all them games I named off?
I know the Patriots Atlanta was a good one, but I would have to go with Magic Johnson, game 6, when they laughed at him when he was jumping for the ball.
Right,
I'll never forget that.
Bishop, who you got? Out of all them games
I'm going to go out the box, Mr. October.
There you
See,
go.
I mean, it's easy to put the ball through the hoop with 2-3 seconds left in the game, but to actually come up on 3 different occasions and not just hit the ball, but blast it out of the park on I think it was Randy. I can't think of the pitcher's name. To blast the ball 110 miles. He was throwing like 108, 109, 110 miles an hour. That's something. That's a feat. That I don't think it's only been done once or twice. And Mr. October was the one. So to me, that was an epic game because it turned that whole series around for the Yankees. That's the epic game for me.
That was the closing game. That was the one that closed the series. That game 6.
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, Pastor.
Magic.
Magic.
I'm going Magic.
I should have known you got Magic anyway. All right, you got Magic. That was a great game. What about you, Anthony?
I'll go with Reggie. The 3 pitchers were Bert Hooton, Elias Sosa, and Charlie Huff. And remember, he hit a 4th. He was walked his first at bat in that game, and he had hit a 4th home run in the last game in L.A. So he, in a sense, he hit 4 home runs in 2 games.
Wow,
There you go.
Right. Who you got, Don?
I'm going with
That's a
Tom
game
Brady.
changer right there.
That made Tom Brady the GOAT. He's still the good of football. So the rest of them guys y'all named, I'm not a big baseball man like I am football. I'm going with Tom Brady. That was the greatest thing I've seen.
Reggie Jackson comes from winning championships with the Oakland A's.
Mr.
Comes
October.
over to Boston. Comes over to New York. 3 swings, 3 home runs, and a candy bar to boot under the underbelly of the Son of Sam going on in New York City. Blackout in the Bronx. You got to go with Mr. October on this.
Okay.
There you go.
That wasn't even a bigger game. That wasn't even a bigger game than the Kirk Gertzen home run with one leg.
Yeah.
With the Dodgers. Come on, man.
Hey, if we're going to find another big game, go with the Mike Piazza shot just after 9/11.
Yeah, I could bring up
Gave New York something to cheer about.
There's a lot of things I could bring up, but I wanted a particular game. Now, I'd like to
Listen, Clyde,
The game 7?
Game 7.
Oh, yeah.
That should be up there.
Okay, now.
Willis Reed could be there too if you want to go that route.
Oh, yes.
No, we only made it 2 baskets.
We only made 2 baskets.
Clyde at
Now,
37-17.
And I'm going to say this before we go. I definitely like the Reggie Jackson one. I like all of them, to be honest. I got to go with LeBron James in Boston because, because if they didn't
win no title.
Right. They even won a title. They would have broke up the team. And everybody thought that Boston was going to win that game. And LeBron went in Boston and scored the 45 points. And that was probably his best game ever I ever seen LeBron James play. So I got to go with that game because it was too much at stake. Too much at stake. Okay? And LeBron came through, and that really showed everybody that he was the best player. In that game, and also that showed how great he was.
So you're saying it was nothing at stake when it came to the Yankees and Billy Martin going off on Reggie Jackson, the infighting going on?
No. Reggie's my boy. That's why I put him up here. Yeah. Reggie's my boy. Yeah. I'll go with Reggie and
3 swing.
No, I remember that game. I remember very well. So I got it up here. I got the Magic game up here. I remember that game too. But also Jamal Wilson scored 37 points. People forget about that.
Yeah. Right?
Jerry, to your point.
Bring that up.
To your point, Jerry. The only 3 who've ever done it in baseball: Babe Ruth in 26, Jackson in 77, and Albert Pujols in 2011. The only 3 to have ever hit 3 home runs.
Guy too, Sandoval for the Giants.
Who's that?
Pablo Sandoval for the Giants. He also did it too. He was in the game.
I guess he wasn't popular enough. I was just
listen, Tyler brought up Tom Brady on that comeback.
Well,
that was great.
Atlanta took their foot off their neck. That's all that happened there. They thought they had that game wrapped up, and they relaxed their defense, and that was the wrong thing to do against Tom Brady.
And they still beat them.
They still beat them. That was a heck of a comeback, man.
I'm not making an excuse. The truth of the matter is, you take your foot off the neck of your opponent, you just get ready to take that L.
Brady's the GOAT.
Listen, I'm not arguing. That's not even an argument. I watched that game. Real quick, Don, I shared something because I was working a men's ministry down here in the D.C. area for the second largest CME church at that particular time. I got this room full of guys. I don't know how many guys is in the room, and about maybe 10 or 12 of them were Patriot fans. They was ranting and raving. I'm going home, this, that, and the other. Second half comes, I thought you was going home. So, it was a great comeback. But the truth of the matter is Atlanta took their foot off of New England's neck. And Tom Brady said that was the wrong. You should have took me out when you had the chance. And then, of course, who's there? Ryan? What was the quarterback? Ryan or whatever his name was?
The best team won. That's what really happened.
Well, I give the Patriots defense more credit than I give it to Tom. But they held no more points. So
they didn't let them score another. They didn't score another point that game.
All right, listen. Henry, let's close out a prayer tonight, bro.
All right. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your love, your grace, your mercy, because you are so good, Lord. You are worthy to be praised, worthy to be glorified, worthy to be exalted, because you alone are God. You are the true and living God, and we give you praise. And Father, we thank you for the fellowship we had tonight. And we ask that you bless every listener tonight. Bless every household that's represented here tonight, God. And we just thank you, Father, for supplying each need in our families, God, in the name of Jesus. And Lord, in everything that we do, God, we give you praise. We give you glory because you are worthy. And we thank you for your blessings. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
All right.
Amen.
We're going to pick it up again. All right. We got a lot to talk about. Any topics you guys have, send it to my brother so we can add it to the topics and let's have some fun, man.
Let's get ready for March Madness.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, UConn is on the rise. This is about that time of the year.
You guys to work on that. All right, and Kendall. All right,
they done beat Auburn twice, Larry, just so you know. But we'll move on from that one.
I'm talking about this year. This year.
No, hey, they'll beat them again, so don't worry about that part either.
Don't believe that.